Graduated there, went on to Tennessee State University, spent a few years working, and then was lucky enough to get hired by Metro Nashville Public Schools myself, and am a 7th grade science teacher at Meg's Magnet Middle School here in Nashville, and I've been doing that for 22 years. So that's how I ended up here in Nashville. I found myself at Meg's enjoying dealing with athletes. I coached the track team, did a little coaching of cross country as well, and that kept me out and being active. As you know, a lot of my athletic, I guess, prowess came from you, kind of watching you be an athlete throughout your adult life, and it made me want to go out and pursue that myself. After many years of, running and doing a lot of activity like that, basketball and such, I found myself a lot of knee problems. So the knee issues started to stack up. I ended up having 2 or 3 surgeries actually, and on the third one, the doctor said I got to find something else to do. And I asked for a suggestion. His suggestion was bicycling, and so I got on a bicycle back in 2008 and haven't stopped since.
And you've been almost everywhere riding that bicycle, and I've always wondered exactly how in the world you become so committed to riding off to Memphis and wherever and riding every day. But of course you became involved in it, and I think that you've been involved. When did you first start bicycling as such?
Well, I've always had a bike growing up. I always loved to ride road bikes. Not done much mountain biking, but to ride on road bikes was something that I'd always done. So I'd always ridden around Nashville. That was my mode of transportation. Didn't really have an automobile, so I would ride everywhere. During my years at Tennessee State University, my fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, back in 1989 decided, hey, let's do something crazy. Let's ride our bike from here to Memphis. And nobody believed that we actually did it or that it could be done, but we got on our bikes then and we started what we call the Bike-a-thon. So the Bike-a-thon from Nashville to Memphis happens the second week in September every year. It's associated with the Southern Heritage Classic in Memphis, Tennessee. So we take off on a Thursday night. We ride 100 miles, 120 miles to Jackson, Tennessee. We spend a couple hours there, get a little rest, and then we get up and ride the rest of the 60 miles into Memphis. And we've done that continuously every year since 1989. So I was one of the founding members there to start that, and that kind of got my interest in, well, I can, don't have to ride just around Davidson County. I can ride all over the United States. So that was kind of my start. So did that for a few years. Then again, after the knee issues came up and decided that I wanted to look for something bigger and better. In 2008, 2009, I would go on what we call century rides, do a 100-mile ride here and there, do 2 or 3 of those a year, and I was really looking for some more. And so I stumbled across the Fuller Center organization in 2013, I believe, and saw that they had something where they would ride all the way across the country, and thought that that would be something that would be really challenging for me, and wanted to see if I could pursue that.
And so this is an activity that we're going to deal with in the second segment, because I think that you've got some images of you and the work that you are doing around the Fuller Center, Corporation, and et cetera, and how important that is. And so why don't you make a statement over the last 30 seconds in reference to Fuller Corporation itself. What is that?
The Fuller Center for Housing was founded by Millard and Linda Fuller. They're the same persons who started the Habitat for Humanity back in 1976. In 2005, he left the Habitat for Humanity and decided that he wanted to start his own thing, and that's where we got the Fuller Center for Housing. Okay,
very good. And of course, we want to take our first commercial break, and we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.